Hello, Detroit. My name is Myya Jones. I am running to be the next state rep for District 4, and that encompasses the Woodbridge area, which we're in right now. It also has Midtown, Techtown, Wayne State, all the way over to Grass Street and Harbor by the airport. It also has all of Hamtramck, Motown, and the North End area.
So, Miss Myya, so we have you. We want to talk to you today because we are going to endorse you on the People's Action Slate.
Thank you.
Right? So we want everybody to kind of get to know you. Ask you a few questions that we know the city of Detroit residents want to know a little bit about. Okay? So we wanted to talk a little bit about car insurance and how Detroit has some of the highest car insurance there is, right? And how they do the redlining. Do you have any information on that, or what do you plan to try to work towards as far as insurance rates?
Okay, so I know you see my video when I talk about how we drive around town with no insurance on our car because it's just too high.
Yeah.
So Detroit is one of the poorest areas in Michigan, except we have the highest insurance rates. So a lot of that is due to the fact that they judge insurance rates based off of zip codes. And if you're in a bigger city with people who make less money with high crime rates, they really mark up the insurance rates. So with me, I really want to eliminate redlining and all that has to do with really, in my opinion, is really racist the way they do car insurance. So stopping that first and foremost, and then making sure that car insurance rates is not just by where you live, but what your record is.
Okay. So what about like the foreclosures and some of the high home costs that we have here? How do you feel about that, or what some things you want to try to work on if you're elected into doing that?
So a lot of that has to do more with the city, but advocacy is a big part of what I want to do too, even though I'm in the state house. But as we know, we have someone here who did a lot of illegal home foreclosures. So first, how we can address that with our city and our mayor, you know, the person who's there. But with the state house, I really want to start programs where people in Detroit are able to buy back their homes. People who are lost homes. I know my family lost our home in foreclosure as well. I don't know what my mom is going to do about it. But people want to have the opportunity to own their homes and raise their families. So whatever we can do about that is what we need to do.
Okay. And what about education? Because we know that Detroit right now, they've closed half of the public schools, and you know the education rates are very low in Detroit. You have any insight or?
Yes, so the first thing I want to do is make sure that public funding stays with public schools. They're trying to implement laws to where private schools and profit charter schools get public funding. So making sure we stop that is the first thing I want to do. And then they also judge it if your school performs low, they cut funding. We need to give more funding to schools who are performing low, because if you don't invest into the schools, how are we supposed to learn?
Yeah. Awesome. So talk to me a little bit about your platform exactly, or what you want people to know about Myya.
So about Myya Jones. So as everyone know, I grew up in Detroit, grew up poor, Section 8 housing, Medicaid, all that, bridge card, we had it all. So I want to just make sure programs that help me out and my family out growing up helps everybody else out too, but also give them access to things to elevate their lives. So we don't have to grow up and grow out of Detroit. You can grow up and stay in Detroit too. It's an important thing I want to put out there. And then my biggest thing is, although I'm going to do all the platforms like everybody else, I want to give young black women a chance to have a seat at the table, have a voice and have an opinion, and implement policy and laws. People don't believe that black women candidates are viable, especially young women like me who are 23 years old. So showing them that we have a voice, we have brains, we're not just girls who are poor and uneducated in Detroit. So proving them wrong and also giving us representation is really what I want to do. That's my biggest thing. I'm all for the black girl power and black girl magic.
I love that.